Right. Well, I'm hoping the system lets me go live today. All right, we've been having some tech issues. Come on, let me go through. Yes. All right. It's working today and we're live. So good to see you all. Happy New Year. I hope you have been starting out your new year, setting these goals, not just setting them, but actually taking action to knock them down because we're in the 2025 and it's time to make things happen. And we're going to do that with the support of one another. So it's so good to see you all today. I want to go on and get started because there is a question. This came up indirectly in supervision, and the question was about whether or not, um, if you're an LMSW, if you can bill insurance for services. Okay. And so that question, it comes up time and time again. Question also comes up if you're basically a 1099, um, if you can, work for a provider. These questions come up quite a bit, but I want to make sure I cover it. I want to make sure I cover it today, and I can't see where I put this in the title. So the question is basically if you are a LMSW, let me see here. I'm getting old. I have to do this. Can an LMSW in Alabama bill for insurance? Actually, this is the question here. ChatGPT helped me make it better. Can an LMSW provide psychotherapy services and bill insurance? That's what we want to know. Okay. And so there's a lot that we need to get into to answer this question. And this came up because I have a lot of clinicians in my supervision groups that end up that they're providing psychotherapy and they want to make sure that they're in compliance, and they also want to know what options are out there so that they can continue to provide psychotherapy, because when you're an LMSW, it is very difficult a lot of times for individuals practices that provide psychotherapy to staff you, because of the fact that most insurance companies do not allow for you to bill for an LMSW. So one of the things is that of course, you need to make sure that if you are LMSW and you intend to bill or have a question about billing anybody, that you are under supervision. You have to be in Alabama under supervision. You have to have a clinical social worker who provides supervision to you on the weekly basis. Supervision is required for all Alabama LMSWs. As soon as they become licensed, you have 60 days to decide if you're going to be clinical or non-clinical. If you're going to be clinical or non-clinical, either of these designations require that you have a clinical supervisor. And so to answer the question, um, well, before I answer the question, let me share something with you really quickly. We are so excited that in just a moment, we are going to be having a live CEU training that will be online. Check us out. It's free. It's a free training, and the title is Animal Assisted Interventions for Veterinary Social Workers. We're going to get off of this in a second, but a lot of people looking for CEUs. This is going to be presented, and we're so excited to have Miss Berry to present to us on this subject, and we want you to be there. We also have coming up in March 24th, some of you all that are trying to start off the new year to do something different. We had a chat about side hustles. Clinical supervision is a good side hustle. If you want to get in there, you want to take this training on March 24th. And then we have the DSM-5 TR training that is required for all LICSWs. You need to take this training from somebody. You can check it out from us. It will be on January the 14th. And if you're looking for this training on demand, we have it on demand where you can check it out at any time. So now let's get back to answering your question concerning LMSWs being able to, can we bill? Can we bill? So yes, the thing is that there are some options where we can kind of make this happen. It may not be that we're on an insurance panel directly, but we can make this happen in Alabama. And I'm happy to say that more opportunities are opening up as we're noticing that there are significant shortages for counselors, psychotherapists, because of this pandemic or this epidemic, whatever we want to call it. I don't know what the difference between the two, but we're having a crisis, a mental health crisis in America, and it is requiring that we have more individuals available to provide these services. And so, what I have been able to discover, and I should have had something to chart this, is that there's a concept called supervisory billing. Okay. If you're not familiar with it, supervisory billing, look that up. Also, sometimes this same concept is referred to as incident to billing or incident to billing, as in not the number two, but two, uh, one or two O's. Incident to billing is what you want to look at. Um, and so you can find help if you're a LMSW with being able to bill insurance. Okay. Under supervision, you need to be under supervision. You need to be under somebody, private practice. Okay. So you can't just do this yourself under your own practice. You have to actually be receiving supervision and be under someone else's practice who is credentialed to provide these services. Okay. I want to make sure I'm saying this all correctly. So I don't have to edit anything. So, what the question might be, what insurance is available right now? What insurance panels will allow incident to billing? And let's talk a little bit more about what incident to billing and supervisory billing is. Incident to billing and supervisory billing is a situation to where, if you are excuse me, if you have an insurance panel, okay, and the provider that you work for, okay, is on that panel, they're credentialed under that panel. What these insurance providers will do is let you pretty much bill under their credentials. Okay. So in some situations you may actually have to apply to be on the panel. But with Cigna, from what I can recall, Cigna is one of the insurances that allow for this in Alabama. Okay. With Cigna, you pretty much, oh man, I hope I could find it because I want y'all to, I say you need to know what you're teaching, uh, and where it's found. So you need to kind of know and not just tell people about stuff, but to know where it is and where it's found. And I'm going to try to see if I could pull that up, but a lot of times my internet is a little sluggish. But I want you to see the actual policy to where to because some people are doubtful. They're like, man, Troy doesn't know. Does this dude know what he's talking about? I know y'all not like that, but you want to know for sure that you can do this so that you don't get any trouble when you start adding an LMSW um, under your billing situation. So we're looking at vise, supervisory billing. And I think I have something that I might be able to show you all on that. Um, so one provider is Cigna. With Cigna, you really don't have to do a whole lot. Okay. So pretty much with Cigna, if you are already a part if that person that you're working under is already a part of, credentialed under Cigna, then you pretty much bill under them. You will need to talk to your biller because there is a specific setup to make sure that it's showing that this is a supervisory billing situation. And if this person is signing for these notes that are being turned in are up under me as the supervisor. So that step you would need to take. But as far as getting them credentialed, I don't believe that's necessary. If you know anything different, you can put that in the chat. But that is how Cigna works. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this up. You can never pull things up when you want to, especially when you're live. So, what is another insurance provider that will also let you do supervisory billing? From my understanding, Aetna in Alabama, Aetna will allow for you to do supervisory billing, or which is also referenced as incident to billing. Okay. And so these organizations, I think I may be able to pull up uh something from Aetna where they're talking about this. Here we go. So let me share the screen. I'm still holding on to a little slight piece of my multitasking abilities that I developed while working with Humana. If you work with Humana online, you know what I'm talking about. But here we have behavioral health supervisory billing. And you can see right here that Aetna recognizes that high consumer demand for behavioral health. So y'all see I'm not making stuff up. And as a part of the effort to do that, they're now allowing supervisory billing for behavioral health. And what's the qualifications? Billing for behavioral health care provided by qualified, licensed, eligible behavioral health clinicians. And then it goes through what the qualified licensed eligible clinician, what their credentials need to be, and basically it's just telling you that I'm going to try to put this. Man, it scared me. I ain't gonna lie. Um, I'm gonna try to put this uh, in the chat, eventually. Um, but you can look this up, and this is what Aetna has available. Um, and so we have Aetna, we have Cigna. It doesn't look like I am able to identify Cigna's information. Um, and then third, we want to talk about United Health. Okay, United Health. They also have a situation as well. Um, let's see. Maybe here's the signal. Let's look at this. Um, well, this was just something that somebody put out. Anyway, let me stop the share before I end up sharing some stuff that's private. Um, okay. And so third, it will be important to know that that you can also with Medicaid, you can be paneled per se. You with Medicaid, if you want to bill under Medicaid, again, you need to pretty much go under. You need to have a supervisor, clinical supervisor, and then you also need to you need to enroll on the panel. So it's a little bit more complicated with Medicaid than it is with Cigna. You actually have to apply to be on the panel, on the Medicaid panel as an MSW under the practice that you are receiving, supervision under. Not technically supervision, but that you're working under. Okay. And so that's a whole process with Medicaid that you'll enjoy. But then once they get you in there, it's a pretty good situation. Okay. It can be. We'll just be positive about it. And so those are some options. Those are some options. So we have on the table. Now this is the thing. Like if supervision expires, if it ends, then this wouldn't be supervisory billing anymore. So we have 2 to 3 years in Alabama to complete our supervision. After that ends, then we would be looking at another situation, and we probably wouldn't be able to continue. Um, with that, as far as I know. Well, I hope that this has been helpful. There was another question, and if any of you all know any answers to this, about maybe some insurance providers accepting an LMSW. Um, and I may have said MSW before. I meant LMSW, a licensed master social worker. You have to be a licensed master social worker to do any of this work. Okay. But there were some questions about possibly some networks allowing for LMSW to bill or be accepted to be able to submit billing or for services if you are billing out of network. So I don't know if you all have experienced that that's true. Let me know. I haven't seen anything that indicates that that can happen, but certainly if that can happen with an insurance like Blue Cross, that would be perfect. If I find out information about that, I'll be sure to share it. But we're gonna go on and end it here. I hope this is helpful, and please place your comments in the chat. I'm not the supreme expert on this. These policies are changing every day. A lot of the supervisory billing with these institutions is fairly, in some cases, new. Not so much, I don't think, with Medicaid, but that's not supervisory billing. So please provide your input, and we'll take it from there. Y'all take care, and happy New Year. And we hope to see y'all on